So now we're live on YouTube, and we close this out here. So I just want to tell you that this shirt that I'm wearing, I'm going to show you now, is pretty effing awesome. All right. So this is a Finn Balor shirt, and it's so neutral that I can wear it in public. And so that's pretty sweet. And I think you can tell the relative, gains and losses for particular wrestlers in the WWE by how cheap their shirts are on Amazon. And that is how I do it. I search and I go cost low to high, and I say, ooh, Finn Balor must not be on the top anymore. So that's how I learn these things. So just a cheap thing. So this is our session 6, which means that for this session, again, we're going to open another pack of official WCW trading cards. These are gifted to us by Tyler. We've opened 2 packs of these so far. So let's see who we have this time. We've got another one of Jim Ross. We got Sting. We've got Terry Taylor in a compromising position. Fabulous Freebirds tag team. Z-Man. Apparently, the game company originally had a wrestler. Another classic Lex Luger. Steiner Brothers. Sting from another direction. 2 different Ric Flairs. We'll show you those. Those are 2 different Ric Flairs. It's 40 and 46 for those of you tracking at home. Another Steiner Brothers, and finally Sid Vicious, with Sting featured more prominently than Sid Vicious on that card. So that is our WCW cards. Thank you again, Tyler, for bringing that to our attention. For those of you at home, this is Gauntlet League Wrestling. This is a session 6 of 8 for Worldwide Wrestling. Worldwide Wrestling is an RPG of professional wrestling entertainment. It uses Powered by the Apocalypse as its engine. It's been out for a while. We've done a lot of sessions of this, and we've kind of continuing on. This is season sort of 4 of the promotion as we come along here. We're going to be kind of rolling into our show today. Last time there were some big changes. There were some things that went off. What I'm going to start with is I'm going to move to one of the characters from last time and the fallout from that as we come back to the show the next week. Check in with them. Wolf Backhouse has something he wants to put to them. And then I want to check in with the rest of the wrestlers who are on the program. I want to remind everyone that we use the X card as our safety tool. I know I talked about this a little bit before you were here, Matt, last time. I mentioned to them about your character's nature, and that you were very much, if people need an X card, anything about your awful character, that they should not feel bad about doing that. Am I correct on that?
That is 100% correct. You cannot hurt my feelings in a role-playing game.
All right. So we come in the next week. We've got the theater set up. This is another show actually in that theater. When you get there, you will see that there are a few people that you haven't seen before that are there. It looks like maybe some of the people from the Christian non-denominational Wrestling Federation are there having some kind of meeting, but you'll notice that they're not in costumes. There are 3 or 4 of them there, some of the big talent from them that are in a meeting. And you're there first, Mr. Fabulous, Jim Queen, and Wolf Backhouse catches you as you come in and says, we need to have a conversation.
Sure. What's up, Wolf?
Let's go to my office, okay?
Sure, no problem.
Sit down. So I know that you were not happy about how things turned out last week.
I was expecting Percolator. I just figured that was going to happen.
Percolator is going to be off the roster for 6 to 8 weeks.
Good Lord, what did he eat?
He has apparently a set of bleeding ulcers that just got diagnosed.
All that coffee, Wolf. All that coffee.
That's my thing. He is here tonight. What I would like to do is I would like to have you come in and we start out, and I want you to put a squash on him. And I want you to do it mean. And I'd like to do that as a setup to get one of the other faces in to kind of face down against you to give them a little heat. And, not necessarily that you turn heel, but that maybe someone is trying to bring you to your senses. What do you think of that?
I like it, Wolf. I like it.
Okay.
Is Perk okay with it?
Perk is going to do it because he wants to get paid while he's on sick leave.
Makes sense.
So if you're good with that, I want you to go and talk with Teramoto. I'd like to get him pushed up a little bit more. Go and talk to him, and you can talk about how you want to do that. Essentially, what I imagine is we put Percolator out there talking on the mic. We have you come in and do the squash, and then you can work out with Teramoto how you want to get that worked. Is that good with you?
That sounds great, Wolf.
Okay.
You know, I'm in it to help.
All right. And so we'll head off. We'll do a scene with you and Teramoto in just a bit. Let me go in and check in. Sable, when we come back to you backstage, people are getting ready. You've heard some rumors that they've got some new wrestlers that they're talking with. They've also heard, probably through the grapevine, that Percolator, the champ, the holder of the gauntlet itself, is apparently going to be off the roster for at least 8 weeks. So where do we come into you, on camera, off camera? You can tell me what do we think we find you.
So off camera, she's probably like greeting the new wrestlers, and she's definitely gonna extend her sympathy to Percolator, because you never want to hear about a wrestler getting injured. We're all theoretically in this together.
Yeah, and Percolator seems good. His pal, the guy who's his gatekeeper, Dreamboat Alex, you can tell he seems a little like.
Where am I now?
He's upset. Like clearly whatever is happening, he's not getting what he wants. So do you want to talk to one of them? Do you want to?
Yeah, sure. I'll talk with how you holding up, Dreamboat?
Oh man, I gotta tell you, I've been here for years. I have stood by that mother every night. I've come in, I've folded my arms, I put my sunglasses on, I've done the work. When we did that whole thing with the actuary a couple of years ago, I went through that whole bit, and now a Percolator's out, and it's the opportunity for me to shine, and instead they're gonna put some other schmo up.
Have you talked to them, like saying this could this could be like a good heel turn for you? Right?
I talked to Wolf, and he said he had already made commitments. So I don't know. I'm just about had enough here.
I mean, I don't know if I can change his mind, but I'll speak on your behalf. No problem.
If you did that, lady, I'd appreciate it. It's always good to have another friend backstage.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you've done the work. I mean, you're solid. Like, nobody can deny that.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, and look at this mullet. I worked hard on this mullet. And here's the thing: is I can't hide it when I go out in public. I got to have this mullet 24/7.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, up until maybe you lose it in a hair match.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's a thought.
I mean, if we can't get you to take over, maybe I could pitch something with you and me. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that, Tigressa. Much appreciated.
No problem.
And he'll reach out to kind of shake your hand there.
Yeah, sure, totally.
Okay. And how I forget you tall, short, I forget how
She's like
how,
5'7".
yeah. He's that kind of classic wrestler, 6'1", 6'2", bigger guy. And he has a little cockiness to him, but he does thank you for that work. Let's come to Malin. Malin, where are you at? You're muted.
There we go. I think Malin is probably working on his little, his little promo set that he has to set up every time. He's still got he keeps bringing the ruin of that chair as kind of like a counterpoint to his new, more aggressive, heeldom now. And so he's trying to like set that up so it looks like it's just been broken, or like we're still like it's been sitting here this whole time, when in reality they make us clear out our junk after every show, so he can't leave it in here. So he has to like bring it in his car like every time and set it back up just the way it was. That's his commitment to this character.
And there's a knock on your door. There, the kind of, you have a little bit of privacy, but you will see the born again kid poke his head around the corner, and he's like, Mr. Malin?
Hey, come on, back here. I'm Billy Ray.
Hey,
what's up?
Mr. Billy? Hey, I just wanted to say hi. A bunch of us have come over, and it looks like some of us might be joining the roster.
That's great. I mean, I can't. I mean, I don't want to badmouth anybody, but I can't help but think you in a better place here than it seemed like you were on with the other folks. They didn't seem to really have your best interests at heart.
Yeah. Reverend Charlotte, we had a big show. Like a big show they've been promoting for the last few weeks at the Civic Center downtown. And he didn't show, and he skipped town with the gate. Apparently, like, just getting ahead of the debtors. And, we were supposed to get paychecks. We didn't get them. But I called over here and I talked to Serious Business, and she said that Wolf could probably take a few of the higher level talents, but that it might mean cutting some people from your roster.
I mean, I hate to hear that. I hope there's room for everybody. But
yeah, I know. I just wanted to. I mean, I don't think you're in danger of that, but I just wanted to come and say hi.
Well, I appreciate you coming by. How's your ribs and everything? Like, is everything sort of healed up like it's supposed to?
Yeah, everything's fine. Absolutely. I'm all good. 110%. I'm all nothing's wrong. Yeah, I'm set.
Okay.
Solid.
Okay, good.
In the ring right now?
Well, I know you were jumping and ready the last time, but you had those injuries, so be careful with yourself. If they're making this thing a long-term plan, you got to be careful with yourself, because nobody else is if you won't.
Yeah, but nobody wants somebody who's got kind of come in injured. Don't say anything, please.
I'm not going to say anything. That's why I wanted to talk to you in here.
Okay. I'll take it easy. I'm
not going to tell anybody. But you have to take care of yourself. And if you're hurting, you got to let whoever's in the ring with you know, so that they understand what you can and can't do out there. Because if you're hurt and you try to do something you can't, then that can put somebody else in danger too. So
okay.
You just let them know. You don't have to tell them what the extent of it is if you're not comfortable doing that. That's your medical care. But you can let folks know if you're hurting, if there's a problem, so we can deal with it. Out there in the ring, all of us are professionals. We can deal with whatever's going on. We all take that risk. We all know sometimes we've got to be out there when it hurts, but we can always take care of each other in the ring if we let each other know. So, but you're good. I'm glad to see you over here. I hope this is going to put everybody in a better place. And I hope they're not looking to cut people, because that creates a lot of bad tension for everybody, y'all included. And I hope they don't put y'all in that position.
And I think on that line, we cut over to Jerry the Weasel Gherkin. Jerry, you've shown up to work. Got a match scheduled for today, and you have definitely heard now through the grapevine. People are like, "Hey, Jerry, come here."
Oh yeah. What's up?
Dude, there's like 4 guys from the Christian Non-Denominational Wrestling Federation that are in with Wolf, and like I'm hearing that they're hiring these guys in. Our roster is already packed. Now I'm hearing that they're going to start cutting low performers.
Well, yeah. I want to tell you that you got nothing to worry about, but I mean that's what a promotion does. I mean, you got to carry yourself, you got to deliver, you got to work for the company, man. You got to.
Dude, I can't go back to Domino's. I can't.
Well, then you need to bring it, my friend. You need to bring it in the ring and give everything you got and just keep powering through. You just and generate that heat, get the audience psyched, and get them excited. Whatever you're doing out there, and don't worry about this stuff.
What's the name of this wrestler that you're talking to?
The Alpha Flight.
Alpha Flight. He's called Alpha Flight. They were doing this whole comic book crossover thing that didn't pan, but he's kept that, and they just got the name, and it doesn't explain it. But he is definitely the Canadian representative, even though he's from Cincinnati.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, so I got to do something big, right? You think I got to do something big tonight?
Something impressive, something big, something huge, something they're going to remember and go, wow, this guy's full of energy. He's excited, and he wants everyone to be excited. Asses in seats. That's what we want, right?
Man, Jerry, you've been around a long time. You know how this works. That's great. I appreciate that. I appreciate you coming to tell me these things. That's
my
awesome.
pleasure. My pleasure.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to get out there. All right. So I'll see you.
Yeah.
Let's do Mr. Fabulous and Teramoto, and then I want to come to Dallas. So Teramoto, you're backstage. Where are you? What are you doing when Mr. Fabulous finds you?
I think I am filming a short video on my phone to post on my Instagram.
Do you have a nice phone?
Yeah.
Okay. So got a nice high-end phone, and you're doing that. Do you have a pretty good Instagram following?
I think it is really good.
Okay.
That is the one thing that I bring is those kind of page views.
Absolutely. And you can see that you're getting hits on that. Jim, you'll find Teramoto doing one of those bits on his phone.
Joey? Oh, shit. Sorry.
Oh, no. This is good. Come on. Get in this.
Well, I'll let you finish.
No. I think Teramoto starts skating around Jim. So I have one of the big ones here. I'm on my board, so I'm skating around you. Say something to the audience, Jim. I mean, Mr. Fabulous. I'll edit and post.
Hey everyone. Teramoto, I need to speak with you about.
All right. It needs a little punch, but fine. We'll do it more later. So I stopped the gram.
Sorry to kind of screw that up, Joy, but I think that they're going to be starting to work an angle with us, and maybe having us buddy on video might not be a great idea.
Oh, right. I didn't even think about that. Hey, I should talk to the guy about that. Wolf, right? Yeah, I should talk to him about all this stuff. I just post stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's perfectly fine. And, getting yourself out there is always good, but you want to keep you want to make sure that the illusion works too.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm just learning this. So, yeah, maybe I'll ask someone about it. Hey, you know some things, right? So,
I've been around a while.
okay, cool. I got 10,000 new followers when I beat up Frenchie.
10,000 followers.
It's a thing. If I had actually won, who knows what would have happened?
I got the belt and it boosted me like 200.
Oh man, you got to get with the right people. You got to get some sponsorships, make stuff happen. If you skateboarded, I could get you some skateboards. I'm gonna pay for this. I pull up the deck and kind of show it off. I think it has a picture of him on the board.
Me on a skateboard, I fall. This is the moneymaker. I mess up this and I'm all done.
I'm just saying, you guys should be working this angle. It's Instagram is it. You got to be on it. Anyway, you're saying I'm sorry. You're saying we're gonna do some kind of thing?
Yeah, and maybe we can help each other out because you're right. That is something I should look into more. Yeah, but yeah, apparently tonight I'm taking out Percolator.
Oh yeah! Wow! Right on. Hey, we should do a bit with Percolator. I could follow you with my phone. Hey, some stuff can happen, man.
That's not a terrible idea, but coming out of that, it sounds like they're going to want me and you as kind of an angle going. Now, right now, I'm a baby face. I'm out there, fan fave sort of thing. I'm going to be taking down. Percolator's always been one of the fan favorites. There's no doubt you're candy to these people.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks.
So we're going to have to work something a little different. We got to do something. At the moment, you and I as a thing is not even on the radar.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
So I had this thought. I'm supposed to take Percolator out pretty big and quick. But Stan, I know, is going to want to show off a little, and he deserves it. He's pro. So I'm thinking like breaking on him. Just flat out going nuts on him. All the anger, everything just going unleashed and like well past the bell, beating the crap out of him. Giving you opportunity to come in for a save. I'll have already beat him, but you get to come in, pull me off of him. Then that leads to us with some sort of rivalry.
All right. I don't really not like you, man. So
well, and I like you. It's just showbiz.
Yeah, okay. All right. If the boss says it's all right, then yeah, I'll do whatever.
Because I'm thinking of taking my character into a sort of mental break, gone a bit crazy.
Oh wow, dude. I have the great idea for you. We're gonna get my videographer, right? We could do some stuff. It'd be awesome.
I like that. That's excellent. Yeah. That would be perfect.
All right, man. I'm into it. When are we doing this?
I'm guessing that Perk, he's headed to the hospital shortly, so they'll probably put it in the roster fairly early. I don't know if it'll be the top of the card. So, soon as I hear, I'll let you know. You be prepared at the back. Come out, look the hero pulling me off of him. We'll trade a few blows. Go from there. Sound good for him?
All right, Mr. Fabulous, whatever you want. I'm a big fan.
You don't have to call me Mr. Fabulous. You can call me Henry or you can call me Fab, and we're going to be working together a bunch, so we're going to make stars out of each other, babe.
All right. Hey, so videographer, man, I'm gonna send him over. All right?
Do that. Absolutely.
All right.
Let me cut from that to Dave Dallas. You had got a pretty good match there at the end, a kind of brutal one. You come in a little beat up this week. What do we see on camera that is evidence of the cutting you went through last time?
I think, like if he has like a video package, it's going to emphasize what he considers to be just the unfairness against him. Lots of close-ups, tight shots, slow motion of the ladder hitting him in the back of the head, and the same the following week with his face getting busted open, and then kind of like a corny, over the top, like tragic, like almost like end of Hulk music with him like walking up the ramp all bloody.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay. You kind of getting that ready. Wolf sends for one of the junior wrestlers to come and grab you, and this like the bottom of the roster guy says, Wolf wants to talk to you.
Yeah, Wolf wants to talk to me. Well, why'd he send a jabroni like you to tell me?
It's okay, Mr. Dallas. Should I tell him you're coming, or?
Well, did he say what it's about?
He said it's about your match tonight.
All right. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Dallas. And you'll head down to the office. Wolf is in there with another wrestler, clearly wrestler who you don't know, who they're clearly having a conversation. And Wolf stands up, shakes his hand. And as you come in, Dave, this is, this was Sinner Man.
Sinner? Is he one of those religious goofs?
He goes, what was, sir? I was.
We're working with them again?
I'll talk to Mr. later, Mr. Backhouse. And he kind of slides past you. Dave, sit down.
What do you want, Wolf?
So I know that you've been upset last few weeks. Things haven't gone exactly how you wanted. I'm going to give you a good show-off match. You're going to go late in the card, and I'm going to put you in there with Jerry, and he's going to make you look like a rock star.
You better. I really don't want any more of this bullshit.
Jerry's been in the business a long time. He knows how to make people work well. He knows how to make things look good. I don't want to say jobber, but he's good at what he does.
Enhancement talent. We call him enhancement talent.
Enhancement talent. Yes, he is. I think the top enhancement talent we have right now, and I want to get him in the ring there. So I don't know if you need to talk to him and get things set up. If you have any big spots you want.
Yeah, I think I need to talk to him because everybody needs to know what the fuck I did to that other wizard goof, and you know damn well I'll do it again if anyone tries that shit.
Okay.
But, that's actually pretty good for us. Have you seen what like Wade Keller and Dave Meltzer are saying about it? People can't get enough of this bullshit.
I know that I know you didn't like Gardeau, but we're still got a little bit of that vibe hanging on for us. So, okay, I just want to tell you that and tell you that I am looking out for you. All right.
All right. Where is this goof?
He's probably in the locker room right now, so I'm coming in earlier.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go talk to him then, Wolf.
Okay. Let's do the convo between Weasel and Dallas, and then I want to check in and see if Teramoto has anything he wants to call, and then I want to roll into this first match. Jerry, where does Dallas find you?
In the locker room,
Okay.
doing my psych up routine where I'm kind of mumbling to myself, staring at my locker, kind of slapping each side of my head, and just kind of trying to get pumped up, ready for the match tonight.
Dallas?
You just walk up and say, "Hey,
Oh,
you're putting me over tonight.
all right. That's great.
It's gonna be nice and easy. Understand?"
Sure. What? How do you want to do it? What do you want to do? Easy. I hear you. Easy. What do we want it to look like?
Well, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna get out there and we're gonna work a goddamn wrestling match.
Yeah.
We're not
absolutely.
choreographing a little tumbling show here.
Nope. All right. We're gonna bring it. That's it'd be great. I'm looking forward to it, Dave. Yeah.
I just want you to know. Well, you know what happened to the last guy that went into business for himself with me, and don't think it won't happen again. And guess what? Guess who's not here, and guess who is here?
All right. Yeah,
I'll do it again, and I won't get fired. Understand?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Dave. I understand. Yeah. No. I hear you. You know,
All right,
no
good.
no taking. Yeah.
Good. See you out there.
Yeah, definitely. We'll bring it.
As Dallas leaves the locker room, there's the other like lower rung wrestlers and stuff, and you hear that mumbles of that motherfucker. Son of a bitch. There is not a lot of love for Dallas back here.
And actually, Jerry's he's gonna hear that, and he's gonna turn around. He's gonna go, look, you little guys, you need to respect this business. You need to respect the people in the business. And more importantly, you need to respect each other, and especially those that are better than you. So y'all better just shut up, do what you're supposed to do, and knock off the malarkey. That's right, I said it. Malarkey. Knock it off.
They get quiet. Okay, Mr. Gherkin.
Yeah.
Teramoto, you've gotten the word about this big match. Is there anybody you want to talk to? Anything you want to set up? Anything you'd like to call here?
Yeah, I think I need to talk to Tigressa a little bit.
Absolutely. And you probably catch Tigressa as she's heading down to talk to Wolf, and can catch her in the hall. People are getting set up. They're getting the craft table set up with all the breakfast stuff. So there's a big group of wrestlers hanging around waiting on that. But yeah, you can catch Tigressa back there.
Hey, Miss Tigressa, you got a minute?
Terremoto, sure, yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
You had a good match last week.
Oh, thanks. I kind of messed it up at the end, but I was just feeling it. I was kind of beating up Frenchie, and I don't know what came over me.
I mean, I don't think nobody noticed. It looked like it was planned. All that didn't look planned. It looked like he got the better of you, which is how it's supposed to look. So.
Thanks. Hey, I don't know how to tell you this, but Mr. Fabulous asked me to do this thing tonight. I've never done anything like it before. He wants me to do some kind of run in. I don't know how to do that, man.
Well, you run out. It's very simple. You know how when you normally make your entrance, you do that, but running.
Oh yeah, but I usually have the mariachi guys with me, right? So do they run too?
Yeah, you won't have them.
All right. And then what happens?
Well, I mean, what are you supposed to do?
I think I'm supposed to get Mr. Fabulous off of Percolator.
That sounds pretty self-explanatory, Teramoto. Haven't you? Are you okay?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just nervous. In back in the DF, man, we didn't do stuff like this. It was, I don't know. It was different.
Oh, I mean, it's here. Look up, and I'll just look up. Pull your phone out, and I'll just list off a YouTube compilation. I'm like, see, this is what you do. It's as simple as that. Or if you want to go a bit flashier, you could run out and do show them some of the lucha libre style that we're both bringing to the table.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I think I could do it. Yeah, I'm a little nervous.
Well, it's not like you're going to actually hurt them. We're all trained for this, so.
Yeah, I just want to run out.
I mean, when Gorilla tells you to, so.
Oh, right. Of course. Yeah, that makes sense. Of course. He's going to tell me when to run out. All right. Okay. Hey, say something for the fans. And you push
oh yeah, and she totally poses and talks to them. She says something in Spanish because natural language.
All right. I think
Blows
I got
kisses.
Thank you, Mr. Gressa.
Sable.
Yep.
We'll see you come in. Wolf is getting like the last of his papers up. They're getting the show ready. He's got his earpiece in.
Wolf, real quick.
Sable, what's up?
I wanted to talk to you about Dreamboat, and it's in the percolator situation. It's tragic, but like, I hear you might have already plans for, but I think like Dreamboat would be like make for like a great moment to turn in against the guy who's been protecting all this time, and like if he could like like especially if Percolator is going to have like the sad I can't compete anymore speech, which like get the sympathy, and then have Dreamboat turn on him, and like because we were talking, I'm like it might be, and obviously he's a great wrestler. I'd love to work with him, and we were thinking like with his ridiculous mullet and my mask, we could build up towards like a Lucho Puestos match.
He says Perk's going to be back, so it's not like Dreamboat's going to lose that forever.
Yeah, but like it's a long time, and God knows what might happen in the hospital. I just wanted to pitch the idea.
If I got time, we'll see about that to give Dreamboat some space. If you're speaking up for him, I gotta warn you, he's a douche.
I mean, many people are.
Okay, I'm just saying you haven't been. You've only been here for a couple of months. I don't know how much you've had a chance to interact with him.
Yeah, I mean, not much, but he seems like a good wrestler. I wouldn't mind working with him.
All right. Well, I will keep that in mind then.
Thank you.
So what I'd like to do is I'd like to go ahead and cut. We've seen probably a preliminary match here where we've probably seen Tina Rassel, an underdog, do like an opening match out there. And it comes out and we see Stan the Percolator Steiger comes out to the microphone, and he's got the microphone and he starts talking about how last week, he was robbed of an opportunity. He was bushwhacked backstage, and he was robbed of an opportunity to come out and defend his belt, and that Mr. Fabulous Jim Queen has been talking a big game, and I'm not discounting him as a wrestler, but he's been talking a big game, and he doesn't have the stuff to come and get this belt. And he should know. I mean, I haven't seen him backstage. I haven't seen him anywhere tonight, so I don't know what is going on with him. At what point do you want to come in? How do you do that, Mr. Fabulous?
As in come in on his promo?
Yeah. He's in the middle of a ring. He's talking you down. He is setting this up.
All right. And are we going straight into the match, or is it just me confronting?
This is you confronting. You can do what you want to set up, and then we'll have you describe the squash before we bring Teramoto in.
Gotcha. Okay. I think that as he's talking, we get the sounds of "I want to have a kiki" across the loudspeaker. The audience probably will pop. As I
does that thing where he looks around like, where's that coming from? Oh my God. Like he doesn't know, and then he looks shocked when he sees you.
So from the top of the ramp, sweetie, I have not been hiding from you. You have nothing on the Fabulous One. And I'm holding up my belt. I am walking out of here with both belts tonight because you are last year and I am today because I am so fabulous.
Let's have you cut that promo.
All righty. Where is the roller? Basic moves.
Logically excited boar.
There we are. Already. Ooh, I rolled an 11. That's a 12.
So you get 2 things. Pick 2.
Alrighty. Sorry. I don't quite think it's having this, but I'm gonna gain a heat.
Okay.
And
Is this for the belt? Is that the stipulation?
yeah. Let's
Okay.
do that.
Otherwise, I wasn't going to pass it off on this thing, but if you want to add that as the stip.
Okay.
So tell me what this looks like. Tell me how it is that you run in and catch him in the ring.
All right. I just come barreling down, baseball slide in. He's probably he'll probably back up a moment. But I've already clearly got the fix in because as soon as I hit that ring, the bell sounds.
Yeah, he looks shocked again, like, wait, no. And he's doing that thing where he turns around like, no, this isn't supposed to be a match kind of thing.
And so I'm going to go in and with punches, stagger him back, get him into the corner.
Oh, yeah,
I'm like,
he does not look good. When you get up on him, he's got a lot of stuff on him. He is pale as death.
Okay, I'm going to say, Perk, unload a couple on me. Let's have you looking okay here for the end. And see, say anything or
you got to sell pretty hard because he shouldn't be in this ring.
Gotcha. He'll turn me around and he's basically just putting in stiff hits to me.
Okay.
And I'm doing the full feet off the ground with each hit back into the back. He'll swing me out to the other turnbuckle, mug for the audience a second before he just stalks in on me. Kick to the gut. I drop into the corner and he's going to back up, and it looks like he's preparing for the big finish that he's got. I'm not sure what his big finish is, but it looks like he's setting it up.
Okay.
As
no, go.
Okay. As I'm gonna reach, and it's gonna be obvious. The ref will have been, gone over, checked me, and turned around to Percolator to say he's good. Do this. It's gonna be obvious though. I went to the trunks, and when I come up, pap, I definitely got something like the. Matter of fact, I think after we see me punch him, flying off my hand, we're going to see the glitter encrusted knuckle buster I've got there. I'm just going to sling it back out of the ring, and he'll flop down for it. Perfect. And I'm going to. That's insufficient to just get the count off of that. I'm going to go up to the top rope, do my frog splash, and then get my count.
Boom.
Once the count's over, I'm going to keep laying into him. And I am, you've tried to keep me down. No one keeps me down. I'm the champ. I'm the champ. Damn it.
So I'm going to give you a couple options here. Do you want to roll your finisher, get those results, or we could just read this as amazing entrance for you to do that? Which would you prefer?
Let's do that amazing entrance.
Okay, so go ahead and roll audience then.
I mean, do you want to roll +4 or plus nothing?
Yeah. Alrighty. So, rolling.
The only thing is that it doesn't give them the audience, potential audience. Huh? That's the only reason.
I rolled a 7. That'll be an 11. And that's going to be plus 1 more heat with him. and gain the amount of momentum I start the episode with. So 2 more.
Okay. So it is at that point that backstage, Terremoto, as you see Mr. Fabulous laying in to Percolator, that Wolfpack House goes, okay, Terremoto, you ready?
Who's commentating, by the way?
We'll get the commentators until I get you out in the ring.
Okay. Terremoto kind of shrugs. Maybe he doesn't look confident beneath his mask.
Go do the run in, get up there, and roll it into a match, and just do a good job, okay?
So he nods. Yeah. Okay. Right on.
All right. So who wants to do the announce table for this?
Sure.
Okay. Joe, so we'll put you on the announce table. Terremoto, this is going to be, we're going to let you do this as a run-in. We're going to establish a heat 1 with him. So go ahead and write in. You don't have any heat with Mr. Fabulous yet, so go ahead and write in heat of 1. With the sort of a modified version of the possible results there from the middle thing. So let's have you go ahead and roll with a +1.
Hold on, I'm still locating the
I dropped it in the chat too.
Yeah, but that doesn't help me because it's on the other computer.
Oh,
no, I'll get this figured out. I'll do it here. All right, I have a 7, I believe.
7. So what this is going to do is describe to you how you come in. Mr. Fabulous is going to start in control, but there's no like change of momentum or heat or anything like that as you come in. But you'll have a chance when we get rolling here to do, work the audience or cut a promo when we get rolling into this. So you come in. What do we see you do? Mr. Fabulous is there pounding on our former champion now. What do you do?
Right, I think I begin to run in like normally, like on foot, and then I realize that I forgot to put down my skateboard. So I think I just drop it right there and I skate in. And I mean the steps are kind of bumpy, but I've skated on worse.
Mm-hmm.
I hit the floor level and I do a quick lap around the ring, calling out to Mr. Fabulous.
Mr. Fabulous, how do you react when you hear your name being called out? Does it break your spell?
No, I think I'm still just pounding the hell out of him. I think I probably I've gone from that ride punch down on him to now where I'm probably up and putting in the boot. I imagine the crowd's going a little turn on me there.
Mr. Fabulous is going berserk on Percolator in a shocking turn of events. I'm not sure what's come over him. Terremoto seems to be just skating around the ring for some reason. What do you think's going through his mind, Bob?
I'm not entirely sure. Sound of flipping through pages. I'm not entirely sure. Terremoto, what is the trigger? When do you finally get up into the ring?
I think I'm trying to work the crowd a little bit, so I'm trying to even though Mr. Fabulous is not acknowledging me, I'm mostly calling out to the crowd, not to him.
Oh yeah.
So I think
let's have you work the audience.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. So that's plus audience, right?
Yep.
All right, so I'm in multiple windows here on multiple computers. So let me see if I can figure this out.
I'm gonna hack the planet.
All right, so that went better. I got an 11 on that.
So yeah, they pop big. So if you want, you can actually spend momentum, and don't forget you reset to your starting momentum at the start of each show. Spend momentum to gain a heat with your opponent, or you can just take one momentum.
I'll take one momentum
Okay.
because I'm not really sure what my default was. I have it at 4, but
I think you started
3 should be 2.
Yeah.
So.
So you could go down to one momentum and get another heat. Take your heat.
I will go down to one momentum then and take
Okay.
another heat. So I'll be at 2 with Mr. Fabulous.
Mr. Fabulous, this gnat is circling the ring, pulling the audience's attention away from you in your moment of triumph.
I've noticed him now, and I'm. What are you doing here? And I'll have grabbed my belt, and they've slung in the champ belt, so I've got them both there, and I'm holding them up, and it looks like I might go to town on Perk with the belt here in a minute. But seeing you out there, you're coming at me. I probably come to the rope as you're coming by, and I'm leaning over the rope and yelling down to you. You're like all the rest of them. They want to get in my show. This is the house that Fabulous built.
All right, so I think at that point I clip him on the last pass, and
Okay.
And it's on.
Tyler, do you think the shout down resolves on any move before we bring us into the match?
So are we going
heat, or are you cutting a promo?
Problem. So we're going into this match, straight into this match.
Yeah, we're going into this. This is going to be straight into a match here.
Okay. Will you be horribly mad at me if I end up delaying this match?
No, we could do that.
All right.
What do you want to do?
As he clocks me coming by, and I'm guessing it's just like the reach up and pop, and I'm gonna sell it, do the spit fly out, across the ring as I stagger back, and I'm holding my face and get this wild look in my eyes, and I'm turning heel, and I'm going to just almost incoherently, they're all trying to stop me. This is all mine. And I'm going to take the belt, and I'm going to, as he's going by, suicide dive out with that belt straight to his face. I'm going to do my heel turn, which is leave him helpless?
Yeah.
Leave him helpless, spin to momentum. And as he's laid out over the top of me, I'm standing there. I can take you. I can take anyone back there. I'll take any of you. Into the audience, and clutching these belts in Gollum-like fashion, I'm cringing my way back. All of you. I take all of you.
So we're going to postpone that match with Teramoto to later in the episode, potentially?
Yes.
Okay. Teramoto, as the camera follows Mr. Fabulous for a bit after he's spent his momentum and taking down, what does the camera see of you in the immediate aftermath of that?
I think that he is slow to get up, but eventually he does get up once Mr. Fabulous has kind of made his way out, at least up the steps, and I think Teramoto lifts up his skateboard and it's broken in half, and he screams with rage. There's gonna be a reckoning, Mr. Fabulous.
I like it. We see that going on. We are going to cut to backstage. We're going to go into a match. I think we'll probably do, since you asked for it, I think Tigressa we'll put you and Dreamboat Alex and Malin in the ring. Uh,
Melon said he'd like to do a promo though.
oh, okay. So let me pause on that. Malin?
Well, if I'm going to be in that next that match as like a triple threat, I can just work in my stuff into the promo for that match. So that's
Okay.
just cool.
All
That's
right.
cool.
Yeah. Essentially, per your suggestion, Dreamboat Alex.
Before the match, I want like a backstage moment with Dreamboat, like off camera.
Okay.
Like because after the whole thing, I'm like, I'm sorry, I tried. Yeah.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Well,
But
they're obsessed with Fabulous. I don't know.
no. He's okay. He's okay. You know, he's not going to go last very long in this biz. He's going to burn himself out. That's how it works. They get all cocky and stuff, you know. And he says, Wolf said that we're going to do like a 3-way hair match. Whoever gets knocked down first gets their head shaved.
What? That makes no sense. You got to work you got to build up to that.
I don't know. He just wants something right now to get up there on stage.
All right.
And it's you, me, and Malin. I know you took him on last time.
Well, we've been building a slow story. We haven't worked with him yet.
Well, it's at least a start there. Let's. Oh, that's right. You didn't. You weren't versus Malin last time. So we're gonna do a 3-way. Wolf is proposing a hair match. If you guys are into it, or you can hold off on that.
No, I like the creative's dumb. or Wolf is dumb.
Absolutely. He just wants to get things in here. He is trying to set things on fire to see what catches. And he of course is getting his marching orders from your fractured creative committee, which is one of the promotions tags. Malin, do you want to start with your promotion?
Yes, I will be happy to.
Okay.
I think we see Monsieur Malin standing in his like darkened room with the spotlight still on his broken chair. And you see him walking up again with that little slight backlight of that little green laser pointer pointed at that little cat's head medallion in his hand. And he says, I promised all of you after that ridiculous spectacle with Valentina verdict and that travesty, I promised you, après moi, the deluge. You saw what I did with La Tigresa last week. Yes, you saw what I did with your hero, Mr. Fabulous, earlier tonight. You know that I have claimed my power now. You can see it. I am breaking your heroes, one by one. They will fall before me tonight. Dreamboat Alex, a pillar, a fixture of Gauntlet League Wrestling, will face me. Will he also face Sable Tigresa in a triple threat match, or will it be? And he holds the amulet up. Or will it be a handicap match? Wait and see, my friends. Before I promise you, as the new L'Empereur of Gauntlet League Wrestling, I will promise you only blood.
Let's have you cut a promo. Roll with look.
Okay. Roll my happy little magenta dice.
Okay.
Foof. That is a 4 plus 2 makes it a 6. I will spend my 2 momentum spend 1 of my momentum to boost that up to a 7, so I can at least limp that into something that hits a little bit.
Do you want Creative to book you in a different another match come in another session? Do you want a stipulation to this match? Do you want to gain a heat with with one of the wrestlers?
I want to gain another heat with Sable Tigresa.
Okay, all right. I think then Sable Tigresa, we'll cut to you. What is your setup? What is your promo?
Oh, she does the promo in the middle of the ring, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, because you gotta entertain the live crowd.
Yeah. So in that case, we probably see Dreamboat Alex being interviewed backstage. I just want to say, these are two very good wrestlers, but Malin is mouthed off too much, and Sable Tigresa, she hasn't earned her spot, and they both have beautiful hair. I don't care which of them I make bald tonight, but no one is touching these golden flowing locks. I'm gonna tell you that right now. All right, now. Yes, yeah, it's conditioner. I use a special conditioner. I go in once a week. It's very good, to my stylist. Yeah. So very proud of this. So Tigresa, the camera cuts to you in the middle of the ring.
Well, dude, like the entrance,
okay,
come out, slapping the hands, trying to get the crowd pumped up as like singing along to the entrance music. It's my way to trying to BS my way into it, work the audience.
Okay, no, I like that. Tell me what's the high point of this, like in the highlight reel.
Well, I think at the point, like I stand in like the corner guardrail, like as I'm like getting them all try to sing along to the chorus of Roar. So
awesome. Let's have you
put always have I always have my own little like plastic mask that I put on a girl's head face. Put on like one of the front row fans. It's always awesome. Cheap way. 6 and a 3 plus 1 is a 4, or plus 1 is a 10. So
what do you got?
10 plus.
10 plus. Okay. So pick 2.
They pop big.
Yeah.
The audience. Yeah. If you want, you can spend 1 momentum and gain 1 heat with your current or upcoming opponent. The crowd can't wait to see you go at it. Else, bask in the moment and gain plus 1 momentum. I'll gain the momentum.
Okay.
As before I get in the ring, microphone in hand. Buenos noches, Gauntlet City. Because you got to mention the hometown people. You got to get that cheap heat.
Perfect.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people, I know a lot of people have been asking about why I did what I did last week against the Weasel, Jerry Gherkin. It's true that Monsieur Malin has corrupted me in my resurrection. He still claims a portion of my soul, and I'm thankful to the powers that be that I've been placed in this this triple threat hair match alongside Dreamboat Alex, that I might get my claws upon Malin. Dreamboat Alex, I know that you're a fierce competitor, but you're merely in the way. And your pert plus mullet, while glorious, it might get shaved off, and I'm sorry for that, but everyone here knows the treacherous ways of Malin, how he'll likely run away, but I will do my best for each and every one of the tigers out there in the audience.
Sorry, I was trying to mute myself and I hit your button there.
Wow. Creative's trying to hold me down.
I'm sorry. It's the most
for each and every one of the tigers and all of you, I will stand up. I will risk my hair because I wear a mask tonight. So, Malin, get out here and face the claws of justice. All right, let's see how this goes. 6 and a 2, so my looks +1. That's a 3. I'll spend a momentum to make it a 4, or to make it a 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are your 2 picks then?
All right. Let's see. Oh, Jesus. I forgot about that. I didn't even think. I'm so used to the old rules.
Yeah, you may not want to spend the momentum.
Yeah. That's fair. Let's see. Yeah, I'll keep that momentum. And I mean, get the heat with Malin. He's the main focus
Right.
of the promo. Unless I wanted to add another stipulation to the match. Oh, I could do that anyway. I forgot. And it's too early.
So we will hear Dreamboat Alex's entrance music as he comes down. It's like someone's a poor man's version of Creedence Clearwater Revival. It to the point where you can't even tell what song it's supposed to be. But he comes down, where's it going, Gauntlet City? And he's letting people touch his hair as he goes down. He's leaning into the crowd to let them touch his golden locks. And he'll get up in the ring. He nods to you, Sable. And Malin, what does your entrance look like?
I think we continue the sort of darkening of Monsieur Malin's entrance as he, as the sort of like piping shrillness of the Neptune's remix of "Sympathy for the Devil" goes on, and he's using the dry ice as much as he can now to get that sort of smoky effect as he sort of steps out of the dark gorilla position onto the entrance ramp.
Okay.
And he has that little tiger amulet around his neck again, and he looks at the ring, looks at Sable as she's standing there like furious, looks at Dreamboat as he's adjusting his locks, and he just has that sort of ridiculously over-the-top heelish laugh as he walks down to the stage. And he has his fencing foil, but it's sheathed. He's not doing his little theatrics with that. And his normally perfectly like brushed and flowing hair is that sort of like crazy look to it now.
Okay.
Like it's sort of around that little half carnival mask he wears. It's now just sort of just hanging down in front. And he stalks his way to the ring, doing this sort of like almost serpentine slink. And he sort of slides in under the ropes. Not quick. It's not like a running slide, like something that would be really animated, but it's all slinky. And he slides backwards into the corner. And he looks at both of them, and he just smiles as he slowly removes the mask, like leaning down and letting it fall into his hand.
Who is on the announce table for this one?
I'll do it.
Okay, Matt, we'll put you on the announce table. Teramoto Weasel will get you on the announce table at some point here. Gotta have you do that at least once. Let's start, Matt. Let's go to the announce table. What is the commentary as the bell is going to ring here?
It is I, the loquacious Lothario of Lucha Libre, the preceptor of pugilistic perspicacity, the PbtA of professional wrestling. Tonight, bringing you a high-stakes match where the looks, such as it were, for one of these men is on the line.
And Sable Tigressa, I think you've done the most work for the audience. You've done the most to generate the momentum. So you're going to start in control of this match here. So how do you want to start this off?
Sure. I want to like rush right towards Malin, but he's a chicken shit and totally backs out of the ring, leaving me like and that's when like Dreamboat comes from behind, spins me around, and I'm about to like strike him across the face, but like we do the nod and Then we like do the do the hands up, and that's when I chop him right across the chest, and like rush towards like the corner, doing the assisted climb up, when like running along like tightrope along the ropes before I like do like the arrow star where I bounce up, spin around, and then like backflip and then somersault down towards Malin.
Okay. So does that seem like we need to roll the wrestling there, or do you want to continue on?
I feel like that's a pretty big spot.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I'm okay with rolling right there.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and have you roll that. That feels like work.
Sure.
I think it's body for the leap off. How do you want to play that?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm willing to go with whatever you say, but like I was trying to go acrobatic. So
if you say acrobatic, if you want to lean into that, so let's say body.
Yep. It's weird now. 5 and 8 plus 1 is a 9. What's a 10 plus? Yeah, I'll spend 1 to get it to a 10 plus.
Okay. So the crowd pops. You keep control of the match and get a momentum.
All right. So get it back.
What happens then?
So yeah, like I totally like do the sort of like the 450 onto Malin from below. And that's when like I've got him down, like, and I it's like I'm like pulling him up to like sort of like chop him, or like I'm gonna Irish whip him towards the guardrails, and he's gonna reverse it and then like come charging at me. Like, look, he's gonna do a big a stinger splash, but then he's gonna stop, and I see him just like doing like the Jimmy Havoc, just like the eye poke, just to like really get some heel heat as I'm like blinded. At this point, Dreamboat's out there. He's probably grabbing Malin from behind and Dreamboat's a big dude, right? Like you said, he was a gatekeeper. So he's gonna like pick Dreamboat up with a big body slam onto the outside. And I think that's when me and Dreamboat start arguing, as like I'm like, no, he is mine, and then like we start brawling, and that's when like I feel like Malin is got using the amulet and trying to like take control of me as I'm like fighting and like looking back at him and like screaming out in rage, as like lunging towards him, but I'm fighting against the supernatural power.
And Dreamboat grabs you, and he's still doing the wrestling, doesn't realize the struggle that you're in. So what do you do to Dreamboat?
That's when like I do like the Pele kick, do a Pele kick back, to catch him like on the side of the head. I'm on the outside, so that's when like I'm like gonna try to like I'm grabbing him by the mullet as like as I'm like snarling and like rearing back like with my knee in his back, pulling back viciously on him.
Does that feel like work for that little sequence there?
I think so. What's it? Yeah, subverting what the audience expects to happen.
Yeah, let's have you roll.
All right. There is an 8. So
okay. So do you want to keep control?
Nah.
Or do you want to hand it up? Okay.
I will pass control over to Malin.
Malin, Scott Dreamboat by the mullet, beautiful, long, flowing, curly yellow mullet. And what do you do?
I think she's focused on Dreamboat now, and I think what Malin does is he sort of slinks back and slides around the other side of the ring, and then he takes off running low around the other side and coming at them from behind, and he's going to basically drop kick her in the back, sending her careening forward while she's still holding Dreamboat's hair.
Okay.
So he shrieks as he's pulled forward, and I think Milan tries to grab Dreamboat and like roll him back into the ring, and try to get a quick roll up pin on him, and he only gets a 2.
Breaks out.
And then as Dreamboat's starting to get up, Malin's just comes in and he starts laying the boots in like furiously, like beyond what he would normally do. Like he's gone beyond his sort of slinky heel at this point. Like he wants to end this quickly because he doesn't want to lose his hair either. So he's like laying in with the boots. And I think at that point, Sable Tigresa is like coming in from outside. She's recovered from the drop kick. and she starts to run in. And I think what Malon wants to do, because he's the dastardly heel, is he wants to see her coming as she's charging at him, and then dodge out of the way at the last minute so that she and Dreamboat crash together.
Okay. Does that feel like work?
It would be either work or like a heat spot where we put something together. But I know that she and Dreamboat had talked, but I don't know if we had all had time to work out this.
I really don't think we did. Like, oh, you're in a triple threat for hair now. So
okay. So
the other thing is this qualify for mind games? Are you doing this to kind of psych them out?
I think he's definitely trying to mess with the audience there. So yeah, I think that could qualify for his mind games move.
Yeah, let's do that. We haven't seen that for a bit. Let's have you do that. You kind of set that up. You've used this weird talisman. Let's go ahead and roll look.
All right. Okay, that's a 9. Let's see. It's been so long since I actually used that one. I gotta look at what my results are.
10 plus lets you pick 2.
Okay.
Some good stuff in there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, what I'll do is I'll spend the momentum to get the 10. So
Okay.
I get like a really good result, and I'll take +1 momentum to kind of get the momentum back.
Okay.
And
then
I'll gain another +1 heat with Tigresa.
Okay. That means that control passes briefly over to Dreamboat Alex, who kind of comes
Unorthodox and opportunistic moves by Monsieur Malan. This is a man who clearly does not want to lose his hair, a vain man. And I do not know why, because he is ugly. He is so ugly that when his driver dropped him off at the arena, he was fined for littering.
We'll see Dreamboat Alex, tries to recover himself, works a little bit on Malin, and then comes stumbling back at you, Sable Tigresa, and control will pass to you as Alex is trying to recover.
okay. So are we like both knocked down?
I assume
trying
that
to get
he's
up?
kind of gotten up and he's kind of stumbling.
Okay. So yeah, like as we're like both I'm gonna just narrate it then. As we're both getting up, I'm gonna do like the classic, like the wrestler starts like slapping their hand on the mat to try to get the crowd to do the clapping along and to build speed, as like Malin's like grabs me from behind as probably grabs her in like a side headlock and like taunting her with the amulet, as like like just holding it just out of reach, as like they're hopefully they're clapping for me, trying to pump me up, and like the build up spot, like when I'm in the moment of weakness.
Okay.
So
what do you want to call that?
Work the audience.
Work the audience again? Okay.
Yeah. All right. 4 and 1 is 5 and a 6. +1 is only a 6. So I'll spend a momentum I'll do the thing that I don't like doing.
Get yourself to the 7 to 9.
Yeah, only just so I could work it again.
Okay.
They play along, gain the 1 momentum. So net change is nothing.
Yeah, and the way we've played it is when you stop to work, I mean, you get to have a chance to get that momentum, but your opponent is going to take control back of the match.
Oh, okay.
Malin,
So
the crowd is yes.
Quick question: can players, because I know you could before in the first edition, can players not in control still do basic moves?
If they spend momentum to interrupt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the way I've always done it.
Yeah.
The one of the moves that's sort of out is if you go for cheap heat in the middle, you keep control on that because that's a quick thing.
Okay. I just wanted to be clear.
Sure. No, absolutely. Malin or Milan, you will see that the crowd is getting behind Tigresa, and Alex is trying to get to his feet. You have this opportunity.
I think Milan like hears them getting behind her and is like shaking his head, no. And of course she works her way back up. She's like hitting. Eventually she gets up to one knee and the stomping is going. They're stomping along with her. And she gets back up to her feet. And I think she tries to go for the sort of to shove Milan like off into the ropes. He comes in, he bounces off. She does the classic like drop down and Milan comes back. She does the leapfrog over. And I think at that point, Dreamboat Alex is back up. And I think Milan like catches himself on the ropes as like she's setting up to do something like maybe she looks like she's going to go for like a lariat or like a forearm shot or something as he comes back. He like stops himself on the ropes and he says, no. And he like rolls back out. And that's going to be a kind of a cheap heat shot. Like,
okay.
Cheap heel heat to get that one momentum.
How are you insulting or praising the audience in their hometown?
Oh, he is, he waves his finger and he like rolls out and he like, of course he has a microphone because there's always one handy for this, for this sort of thing. And he says, oh, you sad people. I have tried to give you all culture, but I see tonight that at least you have taken one French proverb to heart. And I truly do appreciate it, even if it's not one that I would have advised originally. I see you have all choisi votre femme par l'oreille bien plus que par les yeux. You have all chosen your wives or significant others by your ears rather than your eyes.
And there's that thing where the audience doesn't quite understand what the whole thing is. And so it is the cheap heat of the confusion at the heel there. And what do you do, Malin?
And I think at that point, like as he's mocking, I think at that point, either Sable Tigresa and Dreamboat Alex both grab him by the hair because he was standing a little too close to the ropes and like pull him back into the ring. And they start to do some,
if you don't mind me saying, I think you totally just worked the audience with that speech. Like that was like well beyond cheap heat. Like,
see, I don't know if I want to risk tossing control back just yet. But yeah, it could go that way too.
This is entirely on you. But when you go for the work the audience, there is bigger benefits, but there's a risk.
Yeah, and my rolling has not been so good so far. So I think right now I'm going to take my one momentum and save up that work the audience thing for a little bit later. So both those guys like pull, Sable Tigresa and Dreamboat Alex grab Milan by the hair to a huge pop and drag him back into the ring. And then they start doing like the tandem punches on him. Like one will punch him and he'll stagger away, and the other will punch him and he'll stagger the other way. And they go back and forth like that for like 3 or 4 shots as the audience is counting it up. And once they get to 10, like both of them hit him on the 10th punch and he goes down. And I think this is when things start to disintegrate a little bit. And like Dreamboat Alex tries to scramble on for a roll up pin. And then Sable Tigresa is like, oh, no. And like tries to pull him off because she has to be the one to put down Milan. And Alex is confused. He's like, what are you doing? Like we could win it right now. And like, then they start getting into a shouting match. And that's when Milan capitalizes on that to reach into that little pocket where he always carries the magic. And he just sort of, as they're screaming in each other's faces, he whistles and they look, and the chef's kiss of whatever that spice glitter stuff he uses, it's really just like confetti glitter, but like that goes all in their faces and they're like, ah, and I think that's his big move.
Okay. So does that feel like work to you?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, let's see you do it.
I may not agree with Monsieur Milan on much, but he is right about these audience. These people are the reason that the gene pool needs a lifeguard.
What do you got with that work there, Milan?
Whew, that is a 2.
That is a 2. Yeah. Milan, what goes wrong with this glitter? Or no, let me ask you this. What's your reaction when you go to blow the glitter and you breathe it back into your mouth? You have that supposed to go and you breathe it all in.
I think he chokes, and it's obvious that wasn't what he intended to do. He sort of like staggers back, and it looks really bad. Like it does not look good.
Here's the thing, with that botch, Sable Tigressa.
Yeah.
You are booked to win by pinning Dreamboat Alex. So how do we get to that situation with Malin staggering back, choking, with Dreamboat there doing his thing?
Well, if you're okay with a bit of a retconning, rather than him choking, because on the botch result, your opponent describes how they counter you. I could just as he's going to blow it, I slap his face and he ends up blowing the mist straight into Dreamboat Alex's eyes.
I like that. I like that rollback. Yeah, so, that seems fair.
So he gets nailed with it. As I'm torn, and then I totally gonna. How many segments do we have left? Is a good question.
If you want to do a couple of passes before you go to the finisher, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
We got two segments left in the show.
So
2 matches.
Dreamboat's stumbling back, and that's when I reach and I'm just trying to grab the tiger amulet, the cat's head amulet, as we're doing this struggle back and forth for it. And that's when I just grab him and lift him overhead and to chuck him out in the audience and hopefully keep a hold of the amulet in the process. So trying to do an athletic feat or wrestling plus body.
Yeah, let's have you do that.
Your call. I don't know which move.
Well, we haven't seen the athletic feat, so let's go ahead and have you roll body.
All right. There's an 11 plus 1 is a 12. So
do so easily. Gain a heat. Your opponent.
All right. If I don't have an opponent, no, I do have an opponent. So where is my character sheet? All right, that takes me up to 4 heat with you as I send you sailing over the guardrail into the audience, and that's when I see and Dreamboat's set up perfectly for the spot as he's stumbling around.
Yeah,
I grab him from behind, tiger suplex him back, roll through into grabbing him and locking him into the tiger's jaws.
Let's see you roll your finisher.
All right. 6 and a 1 is a 7.
Okay.
And I will put it over.
How do you put it over there, PbtA?
With more shit talking, probably. Incredible tactical errors by Milan. I cannot believe the foolishness. He is so dumb he was once hit by a parked car. That is why men like him need managers. But Tigressa, with this capacity crowd behind her, capitalizes on the mistake.
So, Tigressa, you hit it clean. You'll gain another audience.
1 audience from the finisher.
Yep.
And then another audience from 4 heat with Malin.
Absolutely, which I believe is going to pop you up to 5, right?
No, I was at audience 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's right. So that gets you up to there. And Malin, you said you wanted to hit your heel move as to Tigressa is
right
separating that.
Yeah, and I think if now Joe, if you're okay with this, I think
I was going to ask if you were going to do anything. So
I think he's sort of staggers back up, sees you with the tiger's jaws. Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's the name of the finisher.
Yeah, he sees you with the tiger jaws locked in, and you see him. He looks frustrated for a second, but then he smiles and he holds up the amulet.
I was going to ask if I'd gotten it from you.
The strap is broken, you almost had it, but you got distracted. And I think what he does in order to up that heat is he makes you wrench that hold after the ref calls the bell. And you're trying, you're giving that expression you're trying to let go and staring down at your hands in horror, as you continue to like yank back on poor Dreamboat Alex's neck.
Awesome. So you will gain an additional heat with Sable Tigressa when you spend that momentum.
Doesn't he need 2 momentum?
I thought I had 2 back. Didn't I have 2? Or did I? Oh wait,
You only had 1.
didn't I get 1 off that last move?
You spend it to get it back.
Oh, I'm at 1. Okay, no, I
Yeah.
can't do that. You'll move
Okay.
then. Drat. Okay,
But it's still a cool story.
Oh, yeah, still a cool story.
Yeah.
You come in to do that, but don't quite close the deal, essentially pushing each other back away from that as they.
Yeah, I still play it up. I mean, I'm not going to deny that.
And I do not know what I am looking at right now. These two must have been born on the highway because that is where most accidents happen.
And the ref will clear the ring. We will get things clear. We're going to take our 5-minute break here. When we come back, we'll see if we need to do some starter sequences, but we've got 2 more matches on the card tonight. We have Dave Dallas versus Jerry the Weasel Gherkin. And then again, Teramoto versus Mr. Fabulous. So that is our match lineup right now. Let us take 5. All right. So we're going to come into the midpoint of the show. We probably see a couple more NPW matches. People who haven't seen for a bit. Who haven't we seen? Probably haven't seen Chance Sovereign. Is still on the roster, though he doesn't get much work. But we'll see him against. Let's see. Probably. Already done that. Probably against Hippolyta, who's kind of a sharp wrestler who's been through a couple of different gimmicks as things have gone along. But then we'll come and we've got the next match scheduled is Dave Dallas versus Jerry the Weasel Gherkin. Does anybody want to call a scene or do anything backstage before we roll into that?
Well, I know Jerry was asking, so what do you want to do? And Dave's like, we're just going to go do it. There's no planning involved. So I don't know how much more of a conversation there needs to be.
All right. Is anybody else? Let's go ahead and roll then into that. We're going to go. Jerry, they have a promo package for you. They've got something they put together, or you have. Tell me what that's going to look like. How are they going to pump you up so they make you look like a legit challenge here?
So, there's clips of my technical ability, doing moves and succeeding on them. Oddly enough, there are no clips of, pins and victory shouts or anything like that, but there's lots of there's ring work and rope work and he gets a pile driver, his finisher in there once in a while, but it looks good, and they're solid moves. It's like, hey, this guy looks like he knows what he's doing. But if anyone has seen his clips long enough, they're like, yeah, but he's never pinning anyone, or he's never down for a 3 count or anything like that. So, but otherwise, it looks pretty solid.
And do we cut to you cutting a promo? How do we roll into the setup for the match then?
I was thinking I would do my entrance, and I'd be working the audience, and maybe get into the middle of the ring, and do some talk about Dave Dallas, in particular, that he seems to be the one who forgets my name, and I'm going to kind of maybe bring that up. So that's kind of what I had in mind for this.
So Dave, do you want to cut a promo before we go to his entrance and then come in? How do you want, or do you want to do your stuff after he has walked in?
God damn it. Well, if he's in the ring before I say a goddamn word.
So let's Jerry, then in that case, let's start with you. So tell me how you're working the audience as you go down.
So Motley Crue's Wild Side kicks on, and it's like, and the riff kicks in, and Jerry comes out, and he's psyched. He's ready for this match, and he's pumping his arms, and he's saying, tonight could be the night. Tonight. And he just starts shouting that, and he's shouting it at everybody. And maybe some people are they're like, yeah, Jerry. And there once in a while, there's a Gherkin sign that's up there.
Yeah.
And
he keeps modified Pickle Rick. It looks like you. Okay.
And he keeps shouting, tonight could be the night. Tonight could be the night. And he gets over to the ring, and he pulls himself up on the ropes, and he goes through, and he's moving back and forth, and he's just pumping his arms.
Let's see you work the audience. Let's see how that goes over.
Okay, so I get to use I use work, so I'm at a +2 here.
Actually, with work the audience, you actually roll with audience.
But with my
that's right.
Sympathetic move, it lets me work or use work. So
let's
I've got to
do
work
it.
A +2. So all right, so let's see. Oops. Yeah, I'm on 2 computers too.
Yep.
Role selected. 6 plus 2 puts me at an 8.
Okay. So yeah, they're with it. You gain momentum.
All right.
Do you want to roll on into your promo and then we'll cut to Dave?
Sure. So
You're in the ring, you've got the mic.
I'm in the ring, I've got the mic, and I'm like, Dave Dallas, you are one of the toughest wrestlers in this in this promotion, and what better place than to have our fight in Gauntlet City. Gauntlet City. So he's like pumping his arm. So he's going for that cheap heat there.
Got that cheap heat.
All right.
Weasel.
And but after tonight, Dave Dallas, you will never forget my name. My name, Jerry Gherkin. You will not forget me after tonight's match. And he boom, drops the mic. Or actually, he doesn't drop it. He very carefully hands it out to the people outside because he doesn't want to damage company equipment.
Right. You get charged for that stuff.
Right. Exactly.
Let's have you roll a cut of promo.
All right.
I have a question. Is Weasel a face now?
Well, he's a heel.
Okay, I was just checking.
Yeah.
You wanted to officially turn face for the match.
He's a heel, but Dave Dallas is a real piece of shit.
Yeah, but
I'm playing a role. Dave Dallas is what the role is modeled off of.
Yeah.
So I rolled. Oh, it looks like I rolled a 3. On cutting a promo. Plus look, I'm at a -2, so that puts me at a 1.
So the good news is you gain a momentum.
Okay.
The bad news is, as you are standing there, getting ready to go, you're like, okay, now I'm going to speak my piece against Dave Dallas. Do you hear Alpha Flight? We see that Canadian guy. He comes running in and he absolutely side tackles you and knocks you to the ground in the middle of the cut of promo, and he stands up and Canada, and then he runs through the crowd.
I'm in shock. I'm eventually, whenever I get to my feet and roll to my feet, I'm staggering around and I'm like, what just hit me? What the hell was that?
Dave Dallas. You get the buzz that you need to get in there now, please.
All right, and he comes out, and no music has started. He's like, "Cut my music! Cut my music! Cut my music!" I've got something to say to you people tonight. I'm sorry to deprive you of the great sounds of Glenn Goza, but we've all seen what's going on here recently, and I don't think none of us like it. Between that boy wizard who I run off from here, what he did to me, and then last week, Jim Queen. Jim Queen is a talented man. Jim Queen is a professional athlete and a great competitor. But look what he did last week to me. Look what he did tonight. Look how things are going here. Look at this. We got matches where we're cutting people's hair off. What is that? That's not an athletic competition. That's some kind of sideshow. Well, I know I've had enough of it, and I think you people have had enough of it. What you want to see is good Christian athletes participate in a legitimate athletic competition, and that's what I'm going to give you tonight. And because I'm so tired of this garbage, excuse my language, I am putting up $5,000 in my own money as a purse tonight to say that I will not bleed. I will not allow anything that makes a mockery of this sport anymore. And if I have to, I will respond with tactics in kind, because I am going to make America gauntlet again, whether you all like it or not.
Does this sound like work in the audience?
I believe it is.
Okay, go ahead and roll with audience, Dave Dallas. $5,000.
Woohoo! So that's 10 plus. So I am
big.
I can spend them in momentum and gain a heat, correct?
Absolutely.
And that's what we're going to do.
Okay. And as you do that, essentially, we get you're down there at the ringside. So who is on the announce table for this match?
I will be
Okay.
as Sable Tigressa.
Oh, okay. Anybody want to join Sable Tigressa on the announce table?
Sure, I'll do it.
Okay. Teramoto, are you as an announcer, or are you as Teramoto on the announce table?
I will be as an announcer.
Okay. So what is the word from Sable Tigressa as they ring the bell to start this match?
This is Dave Dallas has. Forgive me for saying, but one of the most frustrating pieces of garbage that I've ever known to step into the ring. And I, for one, am hoping to see my opponent from last week, the Weasel, finally shut his mouth up once and for all.
I can't agree with you more, Tigress. Dave Dallas, he is a terrible person, and in a perfect world, this really would be the Weasel's night. But unfortunately, I think Weasel's on the menu tonight.
Excellent. So Weasel, you are still kind of off balance. Dave Dallas, you were going to start in control of this match. There's still the faint sounds of Alpha Fly bringing down the hallway as you start this out.
All right, so Dave Dallas gets ready for class to just kind of lock up to begin the match. And when they do lock up, he leans in and says, "You got made to look like shit by that fucking fan. You're getting nothing in on me tonight. Understand?"
Yeah, I hear you, Dave.
And with that, you just kind of get brought low from the lockup. And he hooks an arm, comes around behind with a hammer lock. And he's got one foot boot going in behind your knee, kind of pinning you down as he's got your hammer locked in. He's like, he leans in. "We got to put up a fight, God damn it.
Yeah,
Do something."
I'm resisting. I'm pushing back. I'm stomping my foot. I'm even throwing an elbow or two, trying to hit him in the ribs, try and get this off of me.
And when he throws in those elbows, now he gets a forearm to the head. "I said you get nothing."
So I forearm to the head, and I'm still locked up, or am I sent reeling?
Now Irish whip to the corner, and in the corner, you're getting his one over spot, the chops. He's laying in the chops, and because the crowd are just circus seals, woo, with every chop.
I'm sorry, keep going.
And I think that is where we're going to. I think that's like the spot where we do the move, right? Because this is his one of his like signature spots.
Yeah. So let's have you roll with body.
Yes.
Dave Dallas is out here showing the world that he is just as skilled as the infamous Tom McGee with all of his wrestling ability.
All right, so that's a 6. And where's the character sheet?
It's no wonder that he never traveled down to Mexico, because we know
That's
he couldn't
6.
hang it.
And I am going to spend a momentum
Okay.
to make it a 7 so I don't botch.
Do you want to keep control of the match, or do you want to hand it over?
I will hand over control.
Okay. So you get a momentum. Jerry, you get control of this match now.
So the chops are coming in, and Jerry's like, wait, to himself, he's like, wait a minute, and he throws one of his arms up, and he does a chop to Dave's throat, hits him hard, and Dave's stunned because it's like, wait a minute, this this isn't supposed to be happening. He hits him in the throat, and he pushes him back for a second, and he kind of gathers himself up. And while Dave's kind of standing there for a second, kind of catching his breath, Jerry takes him, and he pushes him back, and he whips him in towards the ropes. And Dave bounces off the ropes and is coming at him, and Jerry whips out an arm and just clotheslines him, and Dave Dallas smashes to the floor, and Jerry runs over to the side of the ring, and he just keeps pumping his arms up, and he does it again. This could be the night. This could be the night. And he's trying to get the audience kind of pumped up, thinking it could turn around, and who better than on Dave Dallas. So he's trying to get them all psyched about doing that.
Let's have you role work the audience again.
While I don't normally approve of the underhanded tactics of the Weasel, I do appreciate him shutting Dave Dallas up with that throat punch.
That's a 9.
So you'll gain another momentum.
Okay.
You could spend 2 momentum, 1 to get it up and 1 to get another heat.
Did he work the audience there?
Yeah.
Did he add his work?
Actually, no. That puts me at an 11. Thank you.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm like, there's 9 on the dice. You got sympathetic.
Yeah.
So spend 1 momentum and get 1 heat.
Yeah.
I think I want to do that. I'll spend 1 of my momentum, and I'll get 1 heat with Dave Dallas.
Dave, there's that Carpenter in the corner, getting the audience on his side. What do we see?
Gene, what's your announcer's name?
Ralph Legend.
Ralph, this is incredible, Ralph. The crowd is solidly behind the Weasel. It might be just because they hate Dave Dallas as much as the rest of us, but
no one hates
listen
Dave
to them.
Dallas more than me, but Dave Dallas is playing him. He's teasing him. This is going to be over sooner than later, and it's going to be ugly.
So I'm going to Dave Dallas is on the ground. I'm going to go over and grab him from behind the neck, and I'm going to kind of pull him up, lead him up, and he's kind of and I'm going to.
I will say I'm going to pause you there because when you do work the audience, control actually is going to pass.
Okay.
Audience. So you do kind of start to get him up. Dave, how do you take advantage of this?
Well, Dave steps over. He's been whipped out of the ring, right? So he steps over to the timekeeper's table and grabs a microphone and says, I'm very disappointed that my opponent tonight, who I thought was an experienced and competent professional, that I'm very upset that Pickles the rodent has decided to meet me with the same shameful tactics as everybody else. But I promise you, folks, he ain't getting that $5,000. And he drops the microphone, and that's cheap heat right there.
Okay.
This is ridiculous. The people here came here to see a wrestling match, not him blather on the microphone like an idiot.
And so now he'll roll into the ring, kind of again try to pull him up to his feet. Now he's toying with him a little bit, like kind of give him like little smacks to the face before he floats around behind with a waist lock. Brings him down to the ground, does that thing where he spins around on top of him to demonstrate, grappling mastery. And then just comes up with a front face lock as they're both lying on the mat in the center of the ring.
Does that sound like work?
Yeah, I think it probably is. So that is what does work look like for me? And not the worst. Oh, very good. I got an 11 there.
Okay. Crowd is loving it. You keep control of the match and take another momentum.
All right.
Dave, they're booing you, in that way that they're excited to see you in the ring.
And he Now, let's go to the front face lock. Floats over again. Gets one arm locked up behind as if he's going for the full Nelson for the sugar hold. And then rolls over and just locks in the half Nelson on him. And they just lie there.
His arms are flailing. He's trying to break out. Can't get this. No, not this. This is no.
And then he probably from the half Nelson stands him up and transitions into one of his other signature moves, the abdominal stretch. And I think that's probably, I think I've gone to the abdominal stretch a lot. So I think I'm going to call that one of his spots now.
That seems fair. Yeah, you've done that repeatedly.
And so I guess that's work again, probably.
Yeah.
God damn, the dice are on fire tonight. That's an 8. So there I am going to pass and get a momentum then.
So tell me, Jerry, how do you kind of get out of that and get control of this match?
So it's that abdominal stretch, and I'm forcing against it, pulling against it, and then maybe reach back and rake Dave across the eyes like real hard, and he holds on for the stretch, and then he rakes him again, and that'll break the hold. And so Jerry kind of stumbles off out of that, and Dave's rubbing his face, and before he can get his hands down, Jerry's gonna grab him by the arm, and he's gonna throw him into the corner, and he's gonna rush into the corner and jam him with an elbow. And then he's gonna, and after Dave feels that, he's gonna take him and he's gonna whip him into the other corner, and he's gonna run in and he's gonna do the same thing. And then as Dave's kind of stumbling around, he's gonna bring him in and he's gonna whip him into the ropes. And the plan is he's gonna jump up and do a drop kick right into his face. Solid, technically awesome drop kick. At least that's what the plan is.
Let's see you roll work.
All right. Five plus 2 puts me at 7.
So it goes off. It's not dynamite, but it's hot.
Look at that picture perfect drop kick. Like everyone saw last week, the Weasel should not be underestimated. He's been around for quite some time, and he can wrestle circles around half the roster. He might actually have a chance here tonight against the Yellow Rose, Dave Dallas. At least I hope so.
So putting him over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jerry, you're going to get a momentum, and you're still in control of the match after that drop kick lands hot.
All right. So I'm going to he's on the ground, and I'm going to kind of get behind him, and I'm going to try and do that. I'm going to try and get that half Nelson in there, try and do that same grappling kind of thing. But I don't think I have that same level of mastery. And Dave's he seems pretty irritated, and I don't think he's not gonna let me get in there. So I'm gonna step off for a second. I'm just gonna kick him in the ribs. I didn't like that abdominal stretch, so I'm gonna kick him in the ribs, and then I'm gonna rain blows down upon his head, rake the eyes one more time, and then I'm gonna kind of lead him up, and I'm gonna try and do the same thing. I'm gonna bring him back, whip him into the ropes, and I'm gonna do this drop kick one more time.
All right, let's see you do it, unless Dave wants to interrupt.
No, I'll let him go. You're digging your own grave, boy.
7.
Can hand control off or keep control?
I'm gonna retain control of the match. And so the drop kick's going to land, and then Jerry, and while Dave is on the mat, Jerry's going to get outside of the ring, and he reaches underneath because there's a steel chair underneath the ring. And
No, Weasel, don't do this. This is better than this.
So he gets and he throws the chair into the ring, and he climbs in there, and he waits for Dave to start getting up, and he's just going to come in and he's going to whack him on the back with the steel chair.
So are you doing hardcore? Are you actually trying to draw blood?
I want him to remember my name. So I guess so. If that's I don't know
that's entirely your call. If that is what you want to do. If you do that, is you draw blood, use a weapon, or revel in violence, we have you roll with real.
Yeah, I will. I'll do that.
Then let's have you roll with real.
All right. So that's a 1 on real for me. 6 puts me at a 7.
Okay. So on a 7 to 9, the crowd pops, your opponent gains control of the match, and you pick one. Someone gets injured, you gain 2 momentum, or you gain a heat with your opponent.
I will gain another heat with my opponent.
Dave hits you with the chair. We hear that flat smack. He knows what he's doing. So
did Jerry just intentionally get himself disqualified? Was this a no DQ match?
The Weasel's here just to survive. We can't fault him for trying to survive out there.
So is this a case? Is this you want a DQ handoff on the victory, or was a ref looking the other way, Weasel?
If it's to me, I think the ref was looking the other way. He was distracted, because honestly, if I knew I can get disqualified, I probably wouldn't have gone for the chair.
I mean, you're still doing the job.
Yeah. So Dave hits you, cracks into you. The ref's looking the other way. You have control of the match. What do you do?
I'm fucking looking at him and say, "What the fuck is wrong with you goofs?
They're
God damn it!"
They're getting sucked.
Like in a lot of ways, like Dave's a piece of shit, right? But Dave's not the one that keeps going off script and hurting people in the ring.
You didn't get injured. It's all part of the script.
Yeah.
No, Dave wants. It's not about injuries. Dave wants it easy. Like it's not supposed to hurt. So Dave is going to grab him and he's going to yell to the crowd, "That was an illegal throat thrust. That was an illegal eye rake. That chair. He should be banned by the State Athletic Commission." And he's going at me, "You dumb fuck." And he's going to say, "I said I would respond in kind. If you want an illegal move." And he tucks his head between his legs, grabs the back of his trunks, and just languidly falls backward like Terry Funk would for a pile driver as he's working real stiff. He is not protecting him on this pile driver.
Let's have you roll real.
Come on, dice. Stay hot, baby. Yes. So that's an 8. And I'm going to spend the momentum to bring it up to a 10.
Oh.
So on a 10, you lay him out. Pick 2 from the list there.
I injure my opponent and I gain +1 audience.
I'm gonna do a run-in.
Okay.
Yeah, like, because I see what you're doing, and like, because then I'm clearly better trained than you. I'm like, this motherfucker is trying to hurt one of our most useful. So yeah, I'm like rushing. Like, I'm sorry, I've got to put an end to this.
What are you doing?
And she like takes the headset off and rushes in and like, just like attacks Dave from behind, and just like tries to get him off Jerry and toss him out of the ring.
Interrupt a match in progress. We kind of roll back. So you go to do the run in. What's your heat with Dave?
I think it's only 1. So
okay, so it's just a 1. So let's have you roll.
Right. Nice. Snake eyes. So 3. What is the botch result on that?
You get stopped before you can hit the ring. Take a momentum.
Now I'll spend all 4 momentum.
Okay.
Yeah. This is
Then
more
Matt,
important than.
Yeah, that's perfect. Matt, you get to pick one of those results.
All right. So, where are the results? It's
Under run-in, it's the middle of the basic move.
It's basic moves.
Yeah.
You attacking the ring, they're declared the winner. We're going with that because
Yeah.
I'm sated now. I got my receipt in. Like, yeah, I'll take the easy win.
Absolutely. So you save the weasel from injury. Push the weasel back, but the ref comes in and outside interference. They come in, they pull the scrum apart, and they'll ring the bell as they will give the victory to Dave Dallas. But Weasel, you can tell that you just narrowly avoided that being very bad.
I could tell that was going sideways fast. Dave was pissed. Dave was upset. I brought him there. I know that. I thought maybe I could turn something around, but yeah, that just did not go the way I planned. I'm lucky I get away with just a disqualification.
Absolutely. Pull you apart. We still hear in the distance, Alpha Flight.
I want to point out the pile driver is not illegal in Gauntlet League Wrestling.
No, but like once we get backstage, Sable's just going to slap you straight across the face. Like, what the fuck is the matter with you?
With me? And Dave is furious too. Like, Dave came back ready to throw a freaking tantrum. These goddamn jobbers going into business for themselves, getting beat up by fans and looking like shit to begin with, and then coming into the ring with something that looks like me and expecting me to sell for them? Fuck that.
Shut the fuck up, you arrogant piece of shit. He did everything according to the script, and you try to freaking break his neck or give him a concussion? We don't do that here.
I do.
Then why don't you and I go at it right now? I'll teach you actually how to wrestle.
Oh, yeah, you're going to teach me? You're going to teach me? You're not going to teach me shit because I'm not fighting a girl.
Let's go to play politics, because I think we've got a disagreement as other wrestlers come in. Terremoto, they kind of grab you up to kind of help get these two apart. Let's have you both roll with audience.
All right. And so my audience went to 5 during that match. There's no way the dice can stay this hot for me, though.
Sure they can. I'm terrible at dice.
Oh, yes. That's a 9 plus 5.
Sable?
8 plus 3.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm not going to beat a 9 plus 5.
Okay. So, Matt, you pick one, and they pick one.
All right. That's I'm going to pick the argument stays a private matter.
How? That makes no sense.
Well, I guess what that means is people don't get involved. It doesn't doesn't become a thing.
Yeah. All right. They agree that I'm right.
So, Dave.
And you have to apologize to Jerry.
Dave, how does it look that you agree that they're right?
Well, they agree that Tigress is right. I mean, that's easy. Like everybody hates Dave.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the way to reconcile those two is that everybody hates Dave. Everybody thinks Dave's a piece of shit. Everybody would be on her side, but Dave hits people with bottles. Like,
So is it that Dave realizes that he has to say they're right because the pressure is against him in this?
oh, okay. See, I was reading that wrong.
No. It means you have to agree I'm right.
If I agree that he's right,
She.
geez, how do we square that circle? You know what it is? I think it's not really such that he agrees. We've established like he's a coward and he has lost fights to girls legit backstage before and doesn't want that again. So when pushed, he like demurs.
Yeah. The second you get up seriously in his face, Sable, and lay hands on him, is that the point at which you fold, Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you apologize to Jerry.
I'm fucking apologizing, Jerry.
You apologize to him.
I'm apologizing, Jerry.
She lifts you off your feet.
I think does Jerry wander in at any point?
Yeah, Jerry, you're there. Probably you see this go down.
Yeah, and I can't look at either one of them. I feel like maybe I took it too far, but you know what? Deep down, if anything, the audience loved it.
Yeah,
Dave got something out of it. Nobody really got hurt, and I think it was exactly what I was supposed to do. And I think Dave's out of his mind. I think he's wrong, but I'm not going to get all up in his face about it. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm supposed to do.
I think we're going to see Wolf come to where you're at. He's been called down, and he's like, Sable, please put Dave down.
That's right. You do what he says. We got to talk, Wolf.
Right now, we got to set up for Mr. Fabulous's match. Going to get that going. So let's everybody clear the hall here and hit the showers, get cleaned up. Okay. And I think we need to move to getting set up for this final match, if that's okay with everybody. So I think, Mr. Fabulous, I'm going to give you the option. Do you want to do your promo first or second?
I'll do mine second.
Okay. So Teramoto, you've been called. You're about to go into a big match. Like they had the setup for it at the start of the show, and now this is the big highlight, the spotlight match. So what is your promo, your setup to this look like?
I think it kind of it's all about the mask. I think that this is the first week where all the old promos are gone from his predecessor, so it's all the new stuff. So I think it focused in on the mask and like the history of the mask. I think that there's not a lot of dialogue though. I think it's mostly just scenes from last week, which was a pretty good match.
Okay.
I think that his stylist is still working on his persona, so it's
so do we
devoid of anything really.
Do we get to an interview with you before the match or anything, or?
I think so. I think it's just like off screen interview, like what are you all about? And Teramoto says, man, I just want to represent. Man, I want to represent the people. I want to show what we can do. Show us our show off the new style, and most of all, get some followers. And I think right at that moment, his Instagram flashes right beneath his.
Okay. They do ask. You've stated, Mr. Fabulous, that you've admired his work in the past. How do you feel about going up against him in this match?
Mr. Fabulous is wrong. And hey, if I'm the person who has to point that out to him, so much the better. There's nothing wrong with that. No disrespect, but if someone's wrong, they just have to see it. They have to learn a lesson.
Let's have you roll with look.
All right. All right, so not so good. I think I got 5.
5. How much momentum do you have?
How much momentum? I have 1.
Okay. So it doesn't land. You're going to gain a momentum. But even as you're kind of finishing out, like you can tell that they've already cut camera, like they're already starting to get the music up for Mr. Fabulous. Like they've got a lot more invested in him. And they're already like clearing the set, even as you're finishing up that conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
They will kick it over to Mr. Fabulous, even as the tail end of that.
I think we see the room, the Chase Lounge, but it's in disarray. There are clothes everywhere. It looks like the champagne bucket's been knocked over. It looks a mess. And we see this kind of weedy, kind of slimy club kid there. And he's standing there next to this kind of Chinese screen. And from behind it, we can hear Mr. Fabulous. I deserve to win these. These are mine. They put me up against Percolator. They knew that he was so popular that they would turn on me, but they didn't. They loved me. And kid's like, yes, mommy, yes, they do. They love you. They're always gonna love me. They're gonna love me. As I step out, and I'm in the new Shattered Queen makeup look. As I stalk forward, kind of dead-eyed or kind of crazed-eyed, straight towards the camera, going, "'Cause I'm so fabulous."
This sounds like you're working the audience.
Yeah. There we go. That's a 9. That's a 13.
Excellent. They pop big. What's your heat with Terremoto?
It's only a 1, so I need to take that up.
Okay. Spend that momentum. Get that heat up.
I shall.
Terremoto, this time you have a chance for a proper entrance. Is there anything different about the way you come in this time? You still have your band with you? What?
I think I've ditched the mariachi band, and this time I'm going to come in on a motorcycle. This is a big time.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm going to roll in on an Indian.
Okay. Roll on down. They've made sure to get the ventilation in here so that nobody chokes to death. And you roll on down there. Do you do a leaping dismount, or do you park it and walk casual? What does that look like?
I think I take another lap around the ring, high five people on my way through.
Okay.
And then I think I'll do a dismount. So I'll get up on the seat. So I'm riding past the ring, and I'm just gonna hop right over the ropes. And the handler grabs the bike before it kills people.
Let's have you roll audience. I want to see you work the audience with that bike stunt.
Sure. Let's see where I'm going.
We know what the botch state will be.
All right, so I got a 10.
Awesome. They pop. They're loving this. They're excited for you. You spin around. You can either get a momentum, or you can spend a momentum to get another heat with Mr. Fabulous.
I'm gonna get the heat. I'm gonna take the heat. I think
Awesome.
I'm upstaging Fabulous right now.
Absolutely, yeah. The roar cuts across there, and we see Terremoto, the cheers going across as Mr. Fabulous is getting ready to come down. Mr. Fabulous, you've changed your look. How have you changed your entrance?
My entrance, first off, we instead of the old glitter and instead of the wanna have a kiki, we get Billie Eilish's You Should See Me in a Crown. And we do smoke and red red and purple laser lights through the smoke as Fabulous comes down. Kid with him. That's my pickup from the belt. I took a valet.
Oh, nice.
And going by the crowd, holding the belts up, and kind of very distinctly different from the old slapping the hands and working the people. It's all arrogance. It's all mine. These are mine. The kid there with me, kind of being snooty behind me. As I get to the ring, I hand off the belts to the kid, grab him by the back of the hair, pull him back and plant one on him. Get into the ring.
Awesome. Who is on the announce desk?
I'll do the best I can do. How's
Okay.
that?
Do you want a co-announcer, or are you good doing that yourself?
Co-announcer would be fine. Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else want to sit
Yeah, I
in?
can go with you.
Okay.
Do you want to be color or play-by-play?
I'll try the play-by-play this time.
All right.
So we see that go on. We see you come in. Teramoto, you had a little bit of botch in your original promo cut there. So I think we're going to start as a result of that with Mr. Fabulous in control of this match.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We got a hell of a main event for you here tonight. The glorious one, the fabulous one, Mr. Fabulous, now known the Shattered Queen. He's finally turned his back on the fans, as I've been saying he should have done for years. But he's up against an up-and-comer, a fan. I've been a fan of this lineage for years. Teramoto, down from Mexico City, or wherever you're actually from, Escondido, California. It's gonna be one hell of a show. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. That's quite a turn on image with Mr. Fabulous there. Definitely a darker, more grim appearance, but one can't deny 2 belts, the talent, the skill of this wrestler. We're here to see quite a show tonight. And Teramoto, seeming to have matured somewhat, ditching with the skateboard, moving on with the Indian motorcycle. Quite impressive entrances for both of these competitors.
Let's come to you, Mr. Fabulous.
All right. I go in like I'm going for the test of strength. I've got the hands up, and as Teramoto moves to intercept, I'm instead going straight down to one knee and low blowing. As he doubles over from it, I'm going to come up and into a big standing suplex and drop him back.
Look, Fabulous one, looking to end the match immediately with a low blow. Something I respect. Keeps the title out of Teramoto's hands and right around that amazing waist.
I think the Shattered Queen wants to inflict as much punishment on Teramoto as he possibly can.
So starting with work, are we here?
I think so.
Okay.
Now I presume also out of the ref's eyes.
I actually am hoping that Valet has probably pulled over.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of hopped up on the ring apron there to get shooed off, so that by the time the ref turns around, it's just into the suplex.
Perfect.
That's a 9, 10, 11.
11. So,
like I always said, he's doing exactly what you should. Cheat whenever you can.
If the referee doesn't see it, is it really cheating? That's the question here tonight.
You will take a momentum and remain control of the match. What is that? What does that transition into?
All right. Boom. Drops the suplex, and rather than the showboating that used to go on, going straight to business. Gonna pull him up, whip him into the corner, catch with a. I think, again, to go with that slightly darker look, I think it's going to be just a gut punch, kind of drop down. So coming off the rope, hit to the gut, staggers him, bends him over as I come up and do a guillotine kick to the back of the head.
Ooh. Does that sound like work?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's boxcars.
Look at you. You guys are crazy rollers this evening.
This is doing better than usual.
The Shattered Queen not letting up, and why should he? He should take Teramo, send him back down to the bottom of the ladder. The Fabulous One's not giving up those titles for any time soon.
That sure is what it looks like tonight. Teramoto, I don't know how he's going to recover from this.
Still in control, still running the rails here.
Since he's down, gonna get behind and get that rear chin lock, a little shade of Dave Dallas, an old-fashioned rear chin lock, bit in that neck back as I whisper into your ear, Teramoto. All right, I'm going to work you hard one more time, and then let's get some offense out of you. See how we go. Ready? All right. So from that rear chin lock, I do a jump up so that I, slam my butt down right into the base of his spine, and then from that seated position or on his back position, I'm going to pull him up and do a lift up. So I do I think it's atomic drop. Is that what it is? Where you drop him just straight down on his butt and spine.
That sounds like body to me.
Well, hang on. Rather than that be the spot, I drop him down to that. He lays out, and I'm going to do a coming off the rope, back, forth, and then come down with just a massive elbow.
Okay.
And I think that I'm trying to do strong style here.
Okay. Let's have you roll that.
So that is with real 6, 7, 8.
8. So you can pass control, or you can keep control.
I am going to pass control.
Okay. So land hit with that elbow, and Teramoto. Finally, there's an opening. What happens next? How do you respond? How do you show your skill now?
I also, hang on, I'm so sorry.
Oh.
I also realized I cheated on that first move. For some reason, I was misplacing my reel for my work there. So that first one where I got an 11, it should have instead been a 7. So I will just spend momentum out. I'll spend 3 momentum to have gotten me there to compensate that.
That seems like a fair compensation there. Teramoto.
All right. I think Mr. Fabulous is a little bit tired because he had to do a lot of work there. So coming out of that last smack, I spring back up to my feet faster than I should have, and put him in a hold to give both of us a breather. So we're gonna go for kind of a longish hold. I think we're gonna both try to scrabble a bit to show dominance, but really we need a break. And I whisper to Mr. Fabulous you need to go out of the ring for this. So
sling me out.
All right. So I once we're good and ready, I throw him into the ropes and kind of build up some momentum with some passes. And then at the maybe on the second or third pass, I will grab him by the waist, lift him back over, and flip him out of the ring.
Excellent.
I thought Teramoto was done after that devastating elbow drop, but look at him. You can't keep the passions down. Look at him just kipping right up. This is the sort of amazing athleticism that we are featuring here in Gauntlet City, bringing talent from all over the world.
The resilience, the will, and the technical skill of this young man is fantastic. We're getting quite a demonstration of that tonight.
Teramoto, you're trying to be pretty precise about this, so let's have you roll with work.
All right. So I rolled a 7 plus my work is 2, so I think it's a 9.
9. So you can keep control of the match, or you
I-
can hand control off.
I will keep control of it for now.
Okay.
I think although it looks super painful, I think Mr. Fabulous lands pretty well. I think I think his legs took most of the momentum of that fall, so it sounded much worse than it was. Pardon me. I think Terremoto then gets on the top rope, and he's going to do a flying elbow onto Mr. Fabulous.
All right. Does that seem like work?
I think so. Hold on, I'm having a technical issue. I need
Sure.
to resolve real quick. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think that's work.
Yeah. Get up there. Get on there. Hopefully you'll get your human highlight reel. Let's see if this goes off.
All righty. All right, I got a 7. I'll keep the 7.
So you come down, you hit it, come down. It lands pretty well. Not dynamite, but it lands solidly. Do you keep control or do you hand it off?
No, I think I hand it off at this point.
Okay, take the momentum. Boom! Get hit by that in the outside of the ring, Mr. Fabulous.
I think that Valet, I've got to give him a name, but I haven't yet.
Yes.
Sorry. Comes running over like to interfere, so the ref is going to get out and push him away. As Terremoto is picking up Fabulous, out from the trunks will come the glittering dust knuckle buster and pop him one in the chin. Probably not as strong as it could have been because I've just taken that huge elbow and dropped outside of the ring, but it's enough to stagger him back to the apron and going to come up running knee into the gut there outside the ring up against the apron. While he's doubled over, going to roll him back in, following back in, and going to pick him up, throw him into the turnbuckle where he does the kind of drop into the corner. Normally this would be my Bronco Buster move, but that's an old Jim Queen move. Instead, I go running across the ring, and it's going to be a high knee lift right into the forehead and nose.
Ooh,
Again, hoping for strong style.
I think that makes sense.
So 9.
9. So you hit that, smack into that knee goes in. Do you keep control or do you hand that off?
God, I need the momentum.
Yeah, you guys both do. Both.
Can I push him over?
Yeah, you can move it to a 10 plus.
So he comes back. So the retaliation from outside of the ring, coming on the inside, and with that massive, dangerously powerful knee raining down on Terremoto. Unbelievable. I think this could be the end right here.
So you keep control, and with strong style the bonus, you get 2 momentum. Smash in. People hear it. That it's loud. The crowd's going nuts. They've had a great night. You still got control. What comes next?
All right. Going to pull him up into the corner. Think I'm going to go ahead and pick him up, put him on that top rope sitting, climb up to the second rope, and I'm going to suplex him out of it.
Awesome.
And that's probably work, so it will not be a good roll. Let's see here. Well, I rolled pretty well. That's an 8 after my -2.
So you do that fall back, do that suplex hit. The sound carries across the theater. Do you still keep control, or are you kind of catching your breath?
I'm going to catch my breath off that one. I'm going to take the mo.
Boom, your back hits. Boom, catch. You see Terremoto, that Jim the Shattered Queen finally has given you another opening. What do you do?
I think he puts Mr. Fabulous into another hold. I think though that I'm going to go off what Tigressa recommended me that I do. I think Mr. Fabulous reaches for the mask instead of trying to break the hold, and I think there's I think Terremoto has to stop and recover his mask.
Yeah.
So
You got that move.
yeah.
Awesome. Let's have you roll tradicional.
All right.
Yeah. So roll work if it's your choice, which you're narrating it. So
Yeah.
gain 1 heat no matter what.
Oh, I rolled
Boom.
super well boxcars.
Yeah.
Look at that.
All right.
So you're going to gain a heat with a foe, and then you get to pick 2 of those things.
Okay, so pick 2. Okay, if you guys can explain to me what book the next step of the feud is.
So I'll tell you what the booking is for today. Today you are losing to Mr. Fabulous, just because his starter thing needs to go up, and you've been against a thing. You could book it, and for the next step in this fight where you would win, you could say, "I'm going to book me to win this next match between the 2 of us."
All right, so I am going to do that because I get to pick 2, right? So I
Okay.
will also have someone come to my aid in time to stop your unmasking.
Who is it who comes to your aid to stop your unmasking?
Well, it's a good question. I think we have a volunteer, however.
I have an idea. I don't know if it.
I do as well, idea wise.
I also have an idea.
I mean, I think Milan was going to come in and basically start taunting Mr. Fabulous as part of his claiming credit for Mr. Fabulous's heel turn, and that distracts Mr. Fabulous enough to have him let go of the mask, and you can roll out of the ring.
And Sable, what's your thought? Let's.
My idea is much more boring, but much more traditional. The referee stops it because it's illegal.
Okay. And Matt, what's your idea?
Dave Dallas is so outraged with this lawlessness. This is not an Apuestas match. He wants to put an end to this.
What do you think, Terremoto? Which of those 3 choose your own adventure moments do we go with?
I think we're going to go with Malin.
Okay.
I think those are fine ideas, but I think Malin needs a little more screen time. So
Absolutely. So Malin, what is it you shout at Fabulous to distract him from pulling that mask off?
I think what we see happen is like Fabulous is going after the mask, and he's close to getting it off because he's a big guy. Like he can sort of muscle his way through this, and then you hear like those sharp little tings that begin Malin's Neptune's version of Sympathy for the Devil. And he walks out onto the stage, and that distracts Shattered Queen, and he turns, and I think Milan looks at him and looks at the valet and then looks at the titles and says, "Yes."
Is this you show stopping?
Oh yeah. He's spinning that, so that gives him the +1 momentum.
Yeah.
And
so I'm like, yeah, this totally makes sense.
And he says, obviously he has a microphone because Milan always has a microphone. "Yes, I see. You have crossed over. Very good, my friend. Welcome to the side of truth. Welcome to the realm where we all show our true faces and do not hide behind silly masks." And I think it's just him. Like I think he's. I'm wondering if I want to push this into my play to the crowd move by highlighting an issue that they face in their lives, and
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see it, and then we'll roll to do the wrap on the match as you're pushing pushing this forward. Let's see the plate of the crowd.
And he looks around at everybody and he says, "You all know in your tiny, insignificant little lives that you never know who you can trust. People you think are your friends will turn on you. People you think are your enemies will rescue you. No one is constant. Trust is a fool's game. There is only one truth, and I have spoken it to you."
Let's have you roll real.
Let's see how this goes. I have real +1, so it's not automatically terrible.
Right.
Oh, but it's still terrible with that roll. That makes it a 5. But because of that move, I now have 2 momentum, so I will push that up to a 7.
Okay. So on a 7 to 9, choose whether it's a hit backstage or whether it calls out someone to take you to task over it.
Oh, I think it's a hit backstage because I think it like is bringing so many different things to so many different feuds into focus and like making it all sound like it's one big huge plan.
Okay.
Which, gives our conspiracy theorist fans tons of
the
stuff
heat
to work
with
with.
You could have got the heat with me though.
Oh, I was thinking. No. Oh, wait a second.
Yeah, the other choice. I was going to say that the momentum's not going to help you.
Not gonna help you now.
Well,
Yeah.
that's that. I was thinking that was the backstage thing was like Wolf getting pissed and coming out.
No, you can get another
Okay.
wrestler who gets
Yeah.
angry.
Or whether
Okay.
it calls out someone to take you to task over it, pick who it is, and
So you
gain
could-
one heat with them.
Sable or Teramoto, you could get heat with.
I think Sable would be perfect for that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Good. Thanks, Joe. I had
No
missed that idea. So yeah, I think that's like you see as Milan's walking down the ring. Maybe at that point, like Sable bursts out of the backstage area to kind of break this whole thing up.
Let me ask you this, Teramoto. What does it look like when we see you kind of get your mask like back into place?
I think that Mr. Fabulous managed to turn the mask almost to the side, so only one eye was he was only able to see the one eye. So I think he required both hands to recover. So during that, like, I don't know, 2-second moment, he's totally open. So he pulls the mask correctly, only to see that Mr. Fabulous is not where he last left him.
Mr. Fabulous, I think go for your finisher.
Yeah, I think that I looked back towards Milan, and there's a look on my face. It's hard to read what's on my face from that, but I kind of get a look of anger towards him and hit that rope, and it's going to be the around the world because it's an off the rope move. It's perfect with the turnaround mask. So that big spinning neck breaker, that's a cool looking move actually. That wraparound is really cool. So that's my finisher. But I want to say, because Chris, you set it up so perfectly, I think that as I've turned back and I'm in the match, my valet is going to come up to you and kind of give this smile as you hand something off to them.
Okay.
If that's cool with you. Excellent. All right. All right. And I am
2d6.
I rolled a 3.
How much momentum do you have?
I have 4, thankfully.
Okay.
I will
So
spend it all.
This is an outrage, Mr. Fabulous going after the mask. What is Mala doing? Yeah, it's sure anarchy. But oh my God, Fabulous got lucky with that distraction with the mask stunt, and there's the around the world snap. That's it. 1, 2, 3. It's over. Send it home, folks.
There's all kinds of chaos going on around here. I think Teramoto kind of got the short end of the stick here, but let's face it, his mask is still on, and at least his identity is still intact.
I may appreciate a lot of cheating, but that's one thing you don't do. You don't go after another man's mask.
No, you do not.
Another wrestler's mask.
Joe, are you putting the finisher move over? I just want to make sure what I'm hearing here.
He was already put
I've
over
been
once.
put over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have to do a hit twice. So
Hey.
I come around, I do that. He actually gets the kick out at 3, and I go nuts. I just go to the top, and it is raining forearms and blows. In the end, the ref comes over to kind of pull me away, and as he pulls me away, I'm gonna go and just do a big knee drop and land that in the chest to finish it out.
All right. So you both gain a heat with each other, or is he gaining an audience?
I think we're gaining heat.
Okay. So raise your heat with Terremoto by 1. Terremoto, raise your heat with Mr. Fabulous by 1.
Did you have heat still to gain, Terremoto? Were you at 4 already?
No, I'm good.
Good. Okay. I'd give you the audience.
It's actually good. He's going to get audience because of that.
Perfect.
So yeah, you wrestled the person you had heat 4 with, Terremoto, so you go to audience 4. And essentially we'll see the show wrap there with that hit. The camera kind of spins around. We see the little credit thing for Gauntlet League Wrestling in the corner. We probably get a shot of Malin. We get a shot of Sable Tigressa. We get a long shot of Mr. Fabulous in the ring with his new thing, with your valet coming up with the two belts for you. And Terremoto, are you laid out, or are you getting up? What is the last thing we see of you on screen here?
I think he's laid out.
Absolutely laid out. The camera lingers on you for a bit. We don't know exactly, just you breathing, and that's it. And that is the end of the episode.
Can I have an off-camera thing?
Sure.
I want to basically, with Jerry and Malin, basically invite them out to, like get a drink or something post-show.
I think that tonight's a great night for a drink.
Yeah, because we need to, hopefully work some stuff together and also talk about the shit that happened. So
There's a lot of shit that happened tonight.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind kind of afterward off screen of with Terremoto and your guy that does your video stuff, and I'm sitting there going, all right, now what is going to be the best way to film this going forward? Clearly showing that, no hard feelings here.
I predict a sold out house next week.
Yeah, that's some serious audience working up there. We've got Dave Dallas in the top spot, which means that he will get to roll the over move next time and maybe change some of the tags.
We got to get Terremoto.
You muted, Matt.
To social media this and steal the top spot.
To make Dallas more infuriating than he already is, with the advance, I'm taking the special snowflake move that lets me influence management.
It's a good move.
That's a
So I
good
could
one.
just be more of a petulant piece of shit.
But remember, don't you have to roll real on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's one thing with this
Golden Boy's terrible at backstage stuff. Even
if we're thinking about play testing, this template is not optimized.
Oh yeah,
You wind up using lots of stuff that you're not specialized in, and you just have to use your tactics to build up momentum to make these things possible. Like I made sure, I knew I wanted to try to hurt the Weasel tonight, so I made sure I just focused on building up my momentum so I could feasibly pull off the hurting the Weasel.
But anyway, the bar, Sable's still masked because she's traditional. But
of course,
are you okay, Jerry? Because that was fucked up. You did everything according to the script.
Yeah, I mean, Dave, I don't know. Dave didn't like how that was going. He was kind of in a mood when before we were going to set up. Alpha Flight, whoever the hell that is. Well, actually, I know who that is.
Yeah, he's a worker of ours.
Yeah, and Dave looked at that and figured, I wasn't supposed to do what I did, but
was the chair shot in the script? I mean, I don't remember that being.
It was a work shot. I mean, otherwise the ref didn't see it because the ref knew not to see it. Like,
yeah,
anything that happened, like
it worked perfectly. I mean, it worked exactly how it was scripted.
Well,
but
no, look, I know you didn't like throw. I know you weren't like throwing a ladder at the back of his head, like that. I'm just saying, like, I don't remember like when they were talking that up. I don't remember there being a chair shot.
Is you didn't get a script, like Dave Dallas didn't want to.
Well, I'm not letting him know. I'm just saying
also like
it's going according to script. But Dave didn't want to talk. This is kind of
Jerry is lying.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, well, no, meta-wise, if it's not break kayfabe, it's part of the script. Like if it happens in the match, it's part of the script.
Well, in terms of the way we're playing it, that's how we're reading it here, based on the fiction that we set up ahead of time.
Yeah, that's why, like,
as
the wrestler,
Dave wasn't involved with that script.
No. If you work real stiff, I mean, isn't that basically like you're not doing wrestling? You're
working real stiff is not the hardcore violence, though.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, like you're intentionally trying to injure someone in the one. The other one, you could accidentally injure someone.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
In the case of this, I think if from the way I'm running it, I would let the fiction that we set up of it kind of being chaotic override what went on there.
Yeah, that's why Sable's just like, it's like, no, like you clearly discussed this, right? Like he saw the script, right?
Right, and there was none when Jerry was like, all right, what are we gonna do? Dave's like, we're just gonna deliver a show. We're just gonna wrestle. Like that was the end of the conversation.
I also think Dave stipulated easy.
He did. He definitely did. And Jerry
he said wrestle, not wrestle. Wrestle.
I apologize.
Those are different things. Those
Easy
are really
and
different
wrestle.
things.
Yeah.
And I seem to have missed both of those instructions.
No,
right.
wrestlers use chairs all the time.
I am going to stop us here. So we're at the hour. I'm going to try and break us a little early next time so we can do some stars and wishes at the end of the next session, because we've had some highlights. I do want to do that, but I want to stop here. So I'm going to stop the live stream.